Hello, and welcome once again to Business Summit. My name is Eunice Peregrino-Date. The Government of Ghana's Private Sector Development Strategy seeks to achieve sustainable, equitable, and competitiveness of the private sector. The strategy also focuses on providing a conducive investment climate to ease the burden of the private sector in doing business at the national and local levels. As part of these efforts, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development is implementing reforms under the District Assembly Service Improvement Program, that is the DASIP, to reduce the cost of doing business and also to eliminate administrative bottlenecks in acquiring licenses and permits. In today's episode, we'll be featuring the DASIP, the District Assembly Service Improvement Program, and for us to learn a lot about what they are offering at the local levels to benefit the business environment. With us in the studio today is Mr. Chris Azumah from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. He's a Director for Performance Management and also the focal person for the Private Sector Development Strategy Program. You're welcome, Mr. Azumah. Well, we know that District Assembly Service Improvement Program is supposed to support the business environment at the local levels. What is the DASIP and what benefits accrue to businesses at the local level?
Development partners came to Ghana and realized that the way we do business in Ghana is not the best. The cost is excessive, the time is too much, too long, and they didn't like it. So they have decided to assist, to support Ghana to do business. And because of that, they approached the government and made the necessary arrangement as to how to help the ministries, departments, and agencies to address this position. Ministry of Local Government, Ministry of Finance, SEPs, and others are all included. For example, the way we receive vehicles when they arrive from the ports, from SEPs, it takes a long time. They want us to do this. If it's they used to take it 3 weeks, 4 weeks. They want it to be done within 2 or 3 days.
Efficiency. We want more efficiency in the system.
And the Registrar General, when you go to register your business, it will take you a long time. No, they say no, that is not good enough. By a press of a button, 1, 2, 3, your business must be registered and you must go to do your business. And for that matter, we come to Ministry of Local Government. How can we eliminate the cost and the time of doing business in the local government? So we go to district assemblies, and we have taken 3 thematic areas to address this situation in the district assemblies.
What are those 3 thematic areas in the first place?
Permits. Business operating permits and building permits, and then fee fixing resolution.
What's a fee fixing resolution? Quickly, then we'll look at the other.
Is that, every year, the district assembly, in their bid to collect revenue from the public, from the community, they fix a rate. For example, a hairdresser should pay 2 million a year. A fitter should pay so much a year. They have to decide how much all the business in the community will be paying. So there must be a way we should go about it so that they will be able to pay those permits or those money freely, voluntarily.
Okay.
That is what we are looking for.
Okay.
And so the way they do those things formally, we want to reform it. We want to change it. Formally, when after a year we want to increase the amount payable, the rent payable, they just look at last year they are paying 2.5. No, this year, okay, let's increase it 2.8 or 3 million of OCDs. And we are saying that it is not the best. We are saying that they should go to the individuals, meet the association, discuss with them what they think they can pay. And they must arrive at a certain point. Then they will bring their position to the FAA subcommittee of
Finance and Administration.
Finance and Administration subcommittee of the district assembly. They will also discuss it. Then it will go to executive subcommittee. They will also discuss it before going to assembly itself to
for approval.
For approval.
Okay. We're looking at, you said business operating license and the building permit. So can you talk quite a bit about
the business
these
operating
two?
license? If somebody comes to register his business, they should give him a form, he should apply, and within a day or two, he should register his business. They should not waste time for the person. They should collect the money, go to see the business, see what should be done. Process is within 3-4 days, it must be done. So that the person goes to do the business. First of all, they should collect the money. The money is the revenue we are looking for. It should make the person comfortable.
Okay, on this note, we'd like to go on a quick commercial break. We'll come back and continue to talk about the building permits, yes. And then we'll look at how this whole process is being governized at the local level. You're welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. If you just joined us, you're watching Business Summit. We're discussing reforms at the local levels geared towards supporting the business environment, and we are here with Mr. Chris Azumah, the focal person of the Private Sector Development Strategy Program. Before we went on break, we're talking about the reforms. You mentioned the fee-fixing resolution. We talked a bit about the business operating permits, and you were about to talk about the building permits. So talk to us.
If estate developer wants to develop his estate after he has submitted his plans to the district assembly, there are processes which you have to go by. When they submit their plans and apply for permit, it takes them a long time, sometimes even 2 years, sometimes even 3 years. And we realize that the public is not happy with our performance. And because of that, we want to find ways and means to change this, reform this, so that those who want to build houses, they will be comfortable. You know, because when they come to us, we don't act timeously. Because of that, they do their own thing. They even go and write stop work on the,
so that you don't bother them.
Yes, they themselves do that to appear as if the district assembly came to examine the thing and wrote all those things on it, wrote stop the project on it. No, it is not. They themselves sometimes do it because of the frustrating they have been meeting at the district assemblies. We say we don't want that. And therefore, we have met all the stakeholders and we have arrived at a point that we say, if your papers are okay, within 3 months, they must complete the processes for you and you must
go ahead with your construction. This is very interesting because, I mean, these are the problems that confront the business sector at all levels, you know, being international or local levels. Now, if the assemblies are supposed to drive this process, we know how lax sometimes they can be. We're already talking about the need for reforms. It means there are problems that we have to deal with. Now, do the district assemblies have the capacity, first of all, to be able to deal with these reforms? And how customer-friendly or customer-focused are they going to be this time round? And how committed? Because we need to know, and for the business sector to also be convinced that really we have district assemblies who are going to support us, who are going to be more proactive and more customer-focused to help us drive this process and to make us, you know, our businesses easier to deal with.
They have the men or the professional to do the job. But the lackadaisical attitude some of them display is what we are tackling. We want them to change. In fact, we are going to deal with the attitudinal change in the district assembly. We want to talk to them. We want to train them to stop the old way of doing things. Most of the assemblies have the capacity. It's only the 60 assemblies now newly created, which may not have that capacity I'm talking about. But that one is also being addressed adequately. We are going to deal with it. And we will see to it that within 3 months, if your papers are okay, you must have your building permits and you must go on to build. In fact, the AMA has taken the matter up. I learned that a judge, when somebody was brought to his court, when he realized that after 3 months, he was not given the building permit, he asked the man to continue the building. So you realize that it is a wake-up call to all the district assemblies. They must wake up to their responsibility. They must be very responsible to what they have to do. They must know that the public are watching them, and therefore they must wake up to what their responsibilities are.
Really, we want them to be more customer-focused and customer, friendly. Through these reforms, what processes are in place to ensure that the assemblies provide maybe a one-stop center where one can go and obtain all these permits, and also do it in a more congenial and more comfortable environment with the kind of speed that we expect it to be, so that the environment becomes more conducive for business? What really is the DASIP going to do to support that effort?
Thank you very much, madam. We have produced a manual for all I've said. And after that, we have tasked a consultant to produce another manual which we will use to train all the directors and finance officers, who will in turn train the district assembly officers.
In which areas?
In customer management relationship.
Okay.
You must treat the customer like a queen and a king, so that the customer will feel very comfortable.
Now, this program is geared towards micro, small, and medium enterprises, and the sector is always complaining about issues, in relation to the business environment, the cost of doing business, and the time frame it takes to really obtain some of these permits. How long will it take, based on these reforms, to obtain a business operating license, for instance, if you want to obtain
business
one?
Operating permit.
Yes, business operating
permit should take not less than 4 days.
Okay.
Because the processes are very short. You put in an application, then a form will be given to you. Okay. You fill the form. If things are okay, you must get it. It shouldn't take any long time.
Because it's actually another source of revenue for the assemblies.
Yes.
Because once they quicken the processes, they're able to, collect more revenue in that light.
Yes. Sometimes we would like to see whether where you position your kiosk, whatever, is okay. When that is done, inspection is done, then you have to give the person the permit to go ahead to do his business, because we are looking for revenue.
And we also demand for quality service. Once we pay the money, the business operators will also demand for quality service. So yes, I think that's also.
We are thinking that from time to time, we are talking to them from time to time. They should go into the community to talk to them what they are capable of doing for them, what their money they are paying is doing for them, so that when they realize this,
they'll have a better appreciation
to where they are paying the money to the district assembly. They will appreciate it. That is what we are thinking of.
Okay, this is a good point to go on another commercial break. We'll come back quickly and talk about the benefits that are accrued to the private sector upon paying all these new fees, and what the reforms seek to benefit the sector. Please don't go away. Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. Mr. Azumah, we're talking about the reforms and how things are going to be, moving more smoothly than we're used to. We want to focus more on the benefits that will accrue to the business sector. What benefits does the business sector stand to gain from all these reforms?
We are going to establish a one-stop shop. When you enter the assembly, whatever you want to do, you know what you will do over there, how you go about it over there. And the benefit which will accrue is that the whole community, the district, will have a peaceful atmosphere to work. And therefore, the business community will be very happy. They will do it aside that it will be less costly for them to do business. And the time, they will be acting timeously. Then, the business community will be willing to come and pay their rent. Then, some of them will voluntarily come to pay. They will not be forced. Sometimes, our revenue collectors will go and pick their wires,
lock their shops
under lock and key, and there will be quarrels.
Yes,
that one will not be, because they have compromised with them. They have agreed with them. Once they have come to a compromise, they have agreed with them. Why should there be any argument? I am saying that when you go to the community or the district and people are talking about the district assembly, this change of attitude. Now, when you go to the district assembly, they will help you, they will support you. Whatever you want to do, they will do it for you well. They are not putting up that like a physical attitude. No, they are not behaving well. That is the impact I think will be felt. When we hear that, then we will realize that we have done well.
Thank you so much. Well, viewers, The reforms have been earmarked. It's supposed to help to support the business environment. So the small business, micro business, and even medium businesses within the local environments will be able to access services in a more efficient and more proactive and customer-focused manner. We'd like to go to the Doing Business in Ghana segment. But before we do, we'd like to acknowledge our sponsors. EDIF, that's the Export Promotion Investment Fund, Allure Beauty Palace, Mobilia Showroom, Mirage Royal Hotel, Business and Financial Times, the Business Times Magazine, Ultimate Advertising, and Local Fuel Systems. Thank you very much for watching Business Summit, and see you next week. Bye-bye. Hello, and welcome to the Doing Business in Ghana segment of the Business Summit show. In today's episode, we'll take a good look at export promotion and development in Ghana. And with me is Mr. Alex Dajawa, the Principal Export Promotions Officer from the Ghana Export Promotion Council. Mr. Dajawa, you're welcome.
Thank you, madam.
Can you briefly tell us what the mandate of the Ghana Export Promotion Council is all about and what the primary focus of your operations cover?
The Ghana Export Promotion Council is the national agency responsible for the promotion and development of Ghanaian exports. The council was established in 1969 under NLC Decree 369, specifically to develop and promote Ghanaian exports. We also want to contribute significantly to the national economy through the provision of premium services, support services to the export community of Ghana so that we can improve on our export revenue.
What support does the GEPC provide in terms of facilitating trade?
The substantial portion of our companies in Ghana are SMEs, and so they need support, and that support is provided principally through Ghana Export Promotion Council if it has to do with export trade. So the primary function is to ensure that Ghanaian exports and export products gain access to the wider international markets. We also focus our attention on capacity building for these companies. Some of the activities, specific activities that we do include training programs in terms of, for instance, how small companies can run their businesses very well with the intention to export, how they can cost their products, how they can price their products competitively, what they need to do in order to improve on the quality of their products, for instance, what they need to do in order to improve the packaging of their products. Absolutely. Because these are matters that are of critical importance if you are to do international trade. On top of that also, we play an advocacy role as an agency of the Ministry of Trade because government policy relating to exports is implemented principally by Ghana Export Promotion Council. So if the policy is good, it works in favor of the exporters. If it's not too good, then we have a difficulty. So we come in to advise government or to advise the Ministry of Trade as to what policies to implement to enable the exporters benefit from it. And in doing that, we work closely with other agencies, for instance, the Food and Drugs Board, the National Board for Small Scale Industries, because they have the mandate to work for the small and medium enterprises. We work with private sector associations like the Association of Ghana Industries, for instance.
Okay.
So through them, and then getting feedback from them, then we can advise government as to what are some of the measures that they can take in order that they facilitate export trade in Ghana.
You also talked about marketing, and I'm quite interested in that because this whole export thing is based on accessing other markets outside the country. What specifically does the GEPC do to sort of facilitate this whole process for the sector?
Well, first of all, we need to find out what the companies are doing, what their operations are all about, what specific products they are producing, and if those products are ready for the market. So we undertake company assessment to verify if the companies are ready for exports. And if they are ready, then we now take them through the process that will lead them to accessing the market. One of the major tools that we use is participation in international trade fairs, exhibitions, and then matchmaking programs for such companies so that they can get credible buyers in the various markets that we target for a sustainable international business links with them. So we do trade shows. We take a lot of companies to trade fairs with support of government, and with support from funds such as the EDI Fund, because we are also talking about business development services.
Yes.
We sometimes get funding from the BDS Fund of the MSME project of the World Bank. We get support also from some of our international partners, and we put together a package and then support the companies halfway sometimes in order to go to the trade shows. And these are some of the measures that we take so that the companies themselves can link up with their partners in those markets, so that eventually their products will be marketed.
Now, how about product development? Are there any support services for companies to support them to improve upon product packaging, development, whatever, in order for them to become sort of export ready?
GEPC may not be able to do it all alone, and so we depend on some of our partners. It's a collaborative effort. We work with other government agencies and even private sector agencies, for instance, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, to ensure that we give training to producers so that they can produce quality products, because quality demands are increasingly becoming topical in the European markets. Now, issues relating to certification are very important. So if producers do not certify their products to ensure that they are being produced hygienically and of the international quality, they are most of the time rejected from the market. So we help in product development in the sense that we assist the companies to improve on their production. If it is agricultural products, if it is manufactured products, we also help them to improve on their facilities, not through physical funding, but we can point them to sources from which they can get the necessary funding in order to carry out, if it is retooling or new equipment that will make their operations efficient. And I refer to Export Development Investment Fund, for instance, which is one of the major funds set up by government to assist small and medium enterprises that have intentions to export and or are already exporting, to improve on their production processes.
Do you have any mechanisms in place to support the sector in terms of providing critical, reliable information that will help them access whatever markets?
Market information is very important. And so we are running a trade information center, which we call Ghana Export Trade Information Center, which became operational in 2005, which is a dedicated office that provides ready export market for any company wishing to go into export trade. The center is manned by very capable persons. We have internet facilities here. It's ICT based. We are linked to many of our partners internationally through their websites. So if a company wants specific information regarding, for instance, the Nigerian market, and it comes here and asks, what can I do in order to access the market? What are some of the buyers that you can recommend for us? Then we'll refer the person to come to the Export Trade Information Center, where such information will be provided. It is open to the public. It is subscription based, but very.
You can also walk in.
And you can walk in at any time. The facility is almost free, but you need to register. We track you. We record your information on the system, and then whatever information that you require, we will be able to provide you through this center. So it's a very important center that we are promoting. It's located at near the City House, adjacent to the British Council, and we are open throughout normal office hours from 8 o'clock until 5 o'clock.
Thank you so much, Mr. Alexander. Viewers, we've had another exciting component of the BDS show, which is doing business in Ghana, and we have discussed quite extensively pertinent information with regards to export development and promotion in Ghana. Stay tuned and keep watching Business Summit. See you next week.